So whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I'll say it again. If your mind can conceive an idea and believe in its reality, it can achieve. Hi everyone! So today's video is going to be about how you can master your mind and get it to do and achieve anything you want in life. It doesn't matter how big your dream is, it doesn't matter how small it is, it doesn't matter how far-fetched it is. It doesn't matter that you feel like you don't have the right gadgets or the right support or the right connections, the right money to do anything. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the biggest secret that's going to make all these little problems that you have seen even smaller, that you're not going to be even bothered by them. And that is for you to master your mind, master the workings of your mind so that you can achieve anything you want in life. I'll share with you 4 amazing tips that are going to help you control your mind and redirect its amazing creative nature and get it to focus on the things that you want to manifest and not on the things that you dread. But before we start, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, here on this channel, I talk about how you can find your passion and go after it at any age, how you can find balance even at the most difficult times in your life, and how you can be happy with the things and the people you already have surrounding you. So if you're interested, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, let's get to today's topic. So tip number 1 is to watch your thoughts every minute. What do you mean every minute? I got a life. I got work to do. I got people to feed. I got bills to pay. I'm so responsible. I don't have time for your tips. But trust me, if you're not watching your thoughts every minute of your waking hour, you are definitely not in control of your life. And I can bet my life on that. And the reason for this is that if you are just allowing your mind to randomly pick your thoughts, it's going to pick the things that it wants to solve because that's how our mind works, which means it's always thinking about your problems. So this is when you have to come in and be in control, because if you're allowing your mind to continuously think about your problems, that's not good for you, and that's not going to help you solve anything or do anything in your life. It's just going to create more problems. And this is why you have to be the one, you have to be proactive enough to control your thoughts, tell your mind to redirect its focus, like I said earlier, and get it to think about the things that you want to see become a reality in your life. And not, continuously think about all the problems that you already have. Because your mind is your biggest ally in life. And it's so powerful, but you are more powerful because you have the say. And you can literally say to your mind, you can literally tell your mind what to think about. And this gives you the power to control what your mind is thinking about constantly all day long and what it's entertaining. And the only way to do it is for you to be in charge, to be proactive enough to control your mind every minute of the day. This does not mean that you just sit on your sofa and think about what your mind is going through right now, because that will paralyze you. You need to be active. You need to also live your life. The way to do it, though, is not to completely ignore your mind, just let it run wild. It's not to create all these excuses so that you can get out of, doing your biggest duty in life. Your biggest duty is not paying your bills. Your biggest duty is not your work. Your biggest duty is not all these superficial things that we are told that are the most important things in life. Your biggest duty in life is for you to be able to control your mind and control your life. Because once you get that, once you master that, all the other problems in your life, all the small and the big problems in your head are going to be solved somehow, because the only reason that they were these big problems, these huge problems anyways, was because your mind made them. Your mind transformed them into these larger than life problems, these complicated problems. And you see now the way to solve them is not to run around, to run behind your problems, and instead is to get in front of the problems so that you can solve them from the root. And the root of the problem is that your mind is not in the right state. Once you get it to the right state and you are in the right mindset, everything is going to be fine, because the way you look at your problems affects how you solve them. It affects how they affect you. But watching your thoughts every minute takes practice, because you're so used to outsourcing your thinking to your mind and just going about your day, on this autopilot without really thinking. So in order for you to practice this, there are so many things that you can do. And you can start by quieting your mind for some time. You can do meditation. You can take little breaks during the day, no matter how busy your life is, and remind yourself of the importance of taking your breaks to just, have a look of what's going on up here, because you need to be in control, like I said. And in general, just develop the habit of questioning your thoughts. Whenever you have this negative thoughts, don't just sit there helplessly, but just start questioning. Why am I thinking this? Why do I allow this to go on for days until they finally make me want to kill myself? Just ask questions. And when you ask questions, you'll be able to see that you can be in control. No matter how long you allowed your mind to be in control of you, now you're changing the dynamics. And once you do that, you'll start to see positive change in every area of your life. All right, so the second point is for you to release negative thoughts the minute they come, the second they arrive. Don't give them any chance of survival. So when there is a negative thought starting its drama, it's going action, let's go, ruin your day, you're going to feel it. You're going to start feeling certain emotions, and then you'll become aware of the thought, and then another thought comes, and then you'll be connecting the dots all day long until your day is definitely ruined. And this is what you don't want to do. In order to master your mind, you're going to have to master the art of releasing any negative thought, no matter how important it might seem, no matter how big it might seem. And releasing does not mean that you start, physically fighting your thoughts. Up here, you just fight it to go away. That's not the way to do it, and that never works. That actually creates more problems and gets you to spiral even more by, bringing thoughts like, oh, why am I thinking this? Am I a bad person? Oh, this is a sinful thought. Oh, this is that. And then before you know it, you don't even need the original thought for you to feel bad. There are so many other negative thoughts running wild in your head that you don't even need to think about what started this in the first place. And this is going to let you spiral beyond control. And this is what you have to know about releasing your negative thoughts. Releasing your negative thoughts is not about you fighting it. It's about you relaxing and just letting these thoughts pass by. Releasing your negative thoughts is basically about your own ability to witness these thoughts and not let them affect you to the point where you start to spiral. You just watch these thoughts, you let them go. No matter how, they're presenting themselves. It doesn't matter if you think like this is the biggest problem that you've ever had, or so complicated that you don't see any way out. It doesn't matter what it is. The only thing that matters is how you handle it, how you are solving it. The other thing that I find helpful is to remind yourself that nothing is permanent. Your problems will come and go. People will come and go. Things will come and go. Achievements will come and go. Failures will come and go. Nothing is permanent, so there's no need for you to kill yourself over these problems. And once you start to realize this, once you start to become aware of this fact, it gets easier and easier for you to release any negative thoughts that's bothering you. Tip number 3 is the opposite of the previous point, and that is to harness the energy of your constructive thoughts and dwell upon them all day long. So you're actually doing the opposite. You were releasing your negative thoughts, now you're holding on to your positive ones. You are just daydreaming, you're visualizing. Any chance you get, you're thinking about the life that you want, and that is going to help you harness the positive energy and turn it into positive action. This is what you need to do every day, because if you're going to be focused on the positives in your life, if you're going to be grateful for the things that you have, if you're going to be able to see all the things that are going right in your life, you are on the right path, my friend. But it's not always going to be easy for you to stay on your positive vibe, because this is life, and life is going to bring you things that are not so positive. So what you need to do in order to fight this is you can have, you can keep these little notes and you can put them on your car, in your office, on by your desk. That's what I do, or by your bedside, wherever that is visible for you, so that whenever you have this emotional turmoil, whenever you have these problems, you can look at them and you can immediately change your energy. You can consciously, choose. You can decide to change your thinking, and that will change the situation itself. That will change how you're feeling. That will literally get you to the point where you're going to be so powerful to let go of any negative thoughts and consciously redirect your focus. So you can have these positive statements written on your notes and just leave them laying down wherever you can see them, wherever you have access to every day. Like, I have one right here that I keep with me. I don't know if you can see it. And I have several of this wherever I am active all day long, because they keep reminding me, they remind me of the importance to remind myself. They remind me of the importance to keep going, no matter how hard things are in my life, no matter how complicated they might be. Once I see this, when I'm feeling down and I come across these writings, I remind myself, it doesn't matter. These problems are not permanent. Then I keep going. Then I consciously start thinking about the things that I want. I might have these problems going on. I might have this negative thinking right now, but I am aware of it. And the fact that I am aware of it is a big step in harnessing whatever positive energy, whatever positive thought, whatever positive thing is happening in my life. And this makes me and my mind best friends. It's not like the old days where I want to surgically remove it and put it somewhere else where it doesn't bother me anymore. I like having it now. I like working with my mind. I like my mind work for me to its best ability. And its best ability is limitless. And this is why you have to be able to work with your mind, and it needs a little bit of your effort. It needs an effort on your side. It's like a machine. And if you want it to work to its best ability, you're going to have to take care of it. If you're just going to leave it out there to rot, it will do exactly that. And that's not good for you. But if you do a little maintenance here and there, if you change some parts, you don't need to change the parts here, you just need to change the thoughts. It's easier. If you do that, if you're going to maintain it, then it's going to give you amazing results. Because your mind is not only this thinking machine up here, it's also the thing that's literally projecting your reality out there. Your visible world, what you see out there, is first created here. If you have negative thoughts, if you have fear, guilt, anger, resentment, all these things, you will be experiencing them out there. Just, it's perfect how it works. But if you change it, if you consciously change your thoughts, and if you now have thoughts of happiness, joy, health, abundance, all these great things, then you're going to experience them. And there's no fault in what you'll experience, because your mind works perfectly according to the orders that you're giving it. You are ordering it. Remember, whenever you have, this anxiety, you're telling your mind to go ahead and create anxious reality. Whenever you have depression, you're telling your mind to go ahead and create, depressing reality. And that's what you want to avoid. You want to tell your mind to create happy thoughts. You want to be able to fight what you see and create it, because whatever is out there, you've already created. And if you want to change that reality, you have to create it first here. If you want to harness the energy of your positive thoughts, you have to have the positive thoughts first. So you have to consciously start thinking, regardless of what's out there. What's out there might not be to your liking, but in here, you have to start creating it, because that's what you will see later on. So start thinking positive thoughts. Start thinking happy thoughts, even though what you're looking at is not making you happy at all. Start thinking creative thoughts, even though your environment is not allowing for that. But you should not let your environment stop you from being creative, from achieving the things that you want. So start thinking health, even though you might have some issues with your health, with your body and your mind. But you have to start thinking of yourself as healthy and perfect if you want to see that, because that's the way it works. You have to be able to harness the energy of your positive thoughts. Once you do that, you're going to be able to change your reality, because that is the extent, of the power of your mind. So last but not least is point number 4, tip number 4, and that is to say out loud to your mind using your mouth, quote, "I am your master," and not vice versa. You have to be able to say this out loud with your words. You have to decree this. And this is a very powerful method of controlling your mind, of mastering your mind. Because when your mind is going crazy, it's not helpful for you to sit back and try to fight these thoughts, like I said earlier. Instead, the best method and the thing that works for me is to go somewhere quiet, because you don't want to sound or look crazy in front of people. But if you're the kind of person that you don't mind this, you can do it. But for most of us, you can find a quiet place, sit by yourself, and tell your mind, you are not the master. I am the master. I give the commands, and not vice versa. You can say this 10 times, you can say it 20, you can say it 100 times. It doesn't matter, but it works. Your mind will slowly realize, because this is the command that you're giving to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is slowly going to realize that you are the master and you are the giver of the commands. And this works, guys. I tried this myself. At first, I was reluctant. I was like, what the hell? I'm just going to be saying these words out loud and it's magically going to affect my mind. But it did, and the results were nothing short of a miracle for me. Because at that point, I was convinced that there's no way that I can control my thoughts, there's no way that I can control my mind or my life. Things are just happening randomly. And I didn't realize the connection that my reality and my thinking had, and my role in that. But when I did, and when I started to really believe that it was possible for me to control my mind, things really started to shift in my life. So don't overlook this idea, especially if you are suffering from overthinking, negative thinking, whatever it may be. If you want to be able to get rid of all this, garbage in your head, this is one way to accelerate your healing, and you will be pleased at the results as you go on achieving your peace of mind that you thought was never possible, and also see this glimpse of hope of achieving, other things in your life without all this negative thinking weighing you down. So that's it for today, guys. Make sure to watch your thoughts, release the negative ones, keep the positive ones, and tell your mind constantly to work with you, and all will be well. See you next time.